I have my side of the story. Can I say it, Des?
Of course, of
Um,
course.
See if I'm accurate here. So my girlfriend Amy was doing a project at the Work Opportunity Center, which is now Buzz Lofts in Uptown. And she met you, and through that experience, and then I remember one day they asked me to teach. I think it was three kids some audio with a Mac, GarageBand or Pro Tools or whatever it was, or just record them. I think they were rapping or doing poems.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably one or both. Yeah.
and then through that experience, I had a little series for teenagers at Acadia Theater at the time at Nicollet and Franklin when they had a little theater, and I said, "Hey, can you like perform?"
Oh yeah.
Desdemona's all about sort of the youth throughout your history, and here in the Twin Cities, been very connected to youth culture and helping people along. So that's what the series was about. So that's how I met Desdemona.
That, you remember more of it than I do. Yeah.
Is very impactful. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, very exciting. Do you have a counter story that
Well,
you
I
there?
yeah, I mean that is correct, and he remembers parts of it that I'm like, oh yeah, like yes, that I remember that now, but I wouldn't have remembered it just on my own.
Yeah.
And then, but we stayed connected. I mean, through the years via social media and just like whatever we would might see each other at events, and then I think I'm sure we had even a couple of shows together
The
after that.
next stop was the Dinky Towner
Yeah,
when that
yeah.
was Hip Hop Central, and
Yep.
you guys would do sets. Ill Chemistry would do sets.
Yep.
Then I joined the Unknown Prophets for a bit.
Oh, that's right.
Was more connected to that world, and just Spring Street Tavern basement hip hop shows,
Yep, yep.
RCT theater, bunch of stuff. So yeah, I kind of Desdemona's very in hip hop culture and doing great, and I just sort of like stumbled into it and
I
maneuvered
think
around that world.
what the most recent sort of collaboration that we've done was like a year ago when we did the big turn. So Mike hit me up and he's like, "Hey, if you submit for this, we'll back you up." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What?"
To the
I
point
was
of
like,
goodness, being session dudes as well.
yeah,
Um, it's very liberating and enjoyable and fulfilling to the soul level to back cool singers and MCs up. So that's what we
well,
like. I totally con you into doing
yeah.
a
No,
black
it was.
turn.
See, here's the thing. When he said we'll back you up, it made me super excited because I love watching them and I love what they do, and they're just great musicians, and the energy is great. So it's
Energy.
easy to be upfront because they're like providing all this inspiration and like energy. So it's like easy to just roll with it. So
Yeah.
I think like when he asked me to do that, I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I submitted and we got the gig and we had a really good turnout and really
Really.
good response.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we just were like, well, if something comes up again, let's do it. So we've, talked a bit, and hopefully there'll be some more things that come up, and
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
for sure. But yeah, it's at this stage of the game, good chemistry is all you can ask for, and creating good art and entertaining people and having something to think about too. Kind of connects all the dots, so it's a no-brainer for us.
Agreed.
I love it. This is a great collaboration. I saw you all perform a big turn and it was so much fun.
Thanks
Um,
for
of course. Oh, I wouldn't have missed that one. Yeah, that was just so fun because yes,
yeah,
love the
and
Orange Goodness. You're all such great musicians and it's so fun. And Desdamona, I mean, you're amazing. So like this is a
agreed.
beautiful collaboration.
And
Yeah, it
then
was
she
fun.
just joined us. We about last month. No, it was July, end of July. We did Lower Town Sounds,
Oh
and
yeah.
this came up for 4 or 5 tunes at the very end, and we rocked that. Um, that was super fun. So what we all like is we were all improvisers too. So when we back Desdemona up, it's her catalog and her tunes, And there are some songs that are structured and some songs that are free, it's a great balance for us. Some covers, and yeah, it really satisfies the Orange Goodness is sort of a rock groove band, but we also have our roots in funk and soul music quite a bit. So it's a great outlet for us and fulfilling.
I forgot what I was going to ask. I was going to ask something.
Ah.
It totally was.
But Big Turn, props to Big Turn. I'm not just saying that because we're on camera on audio, but that's a really well run festival. Sam does a great job, and all the crew and marketing's great. And I call it our mini South by Southwest, where a whole town can just kind of shut down and provide music, and all the volunteers and all the vendors and buildings and store owners, and it's a really unique thing. I know there's Mile Music Festival in Appleton, Wisconsin has a similar vibe, but there aren't many festivals like that which include an entire city, so it's really cool.
It is. It's so special, and it's you never know what the weather's going to be like. Obviously, it's February in Minnesota, but it can be very warm, or it could be a blizzard. The first year I went, it was the blizzard year. So
I you caught the blizzard in, was it 2019 down there?
yes.
Yeah, we just kind of, everybody's forced to stay the night, and that was kind of fun.
Yes, it was. It made things really fun. So you both have the show coming up in it's September 29th on Sunday. Over at the Hewing rooftop again. Ooh, could be a interesting weather. No,
Yeah, we'll just roll the dice, and hope for the best. But there's something about, even though it's on a rooftop and you're surrounded by sky, there's still something more intimate about that environment up there. I like outdoor sound quite a bit because from an audio text perspective, it just has this, it spreads out and it's not totally in your face. Like it surrounds you, like, surround sound. And I feel that on that rooftop because we like to bring it down too sometimes and go from a really small room dynamic to a more rocking thing. And you got the city view, and Hewing's cool. So yeah, I'm so happy they asked us to perform. So I've been psyched for that one for a long time.
Same, and I've never been there, so I'm, like rooftop performance, absolutely, yes. Where,
Right.
like I'm like, and so when Mike asked me if I wanted to do this with them, I was like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. And like that they're gonna do their own set and they're gonna back me up on my set. I feel like it'll be a good, like, I don't know. I just really love when I'm performing, I love to perform, but I love watching them too. So it's like a whole night of just like being inspired and then kind of being in the audience for, for whatever section, and then coming up and doing my thing and with them. And they're just so, I don't know, like when we did the Mirrors Park thing, Ian was like, hey, how about this song? And I wasn't planning on doing it. And I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it. And so we did the comeback, and I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that song. So it was funny that he brought it up. And I was like, okay, hopefully I remember the lyrics.
That was awesome. We have that on video.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad somebody caught that.
I think the Hewing's cool for me as well, is just because it feels like a house concert and it doesn't feel like a club environment. And I like the house concert just because of the intimacy of it and feeling a part of an experience, and the different location that you normally don't see music on a rooftop of a hotel, on a Sunday night. So it's early show, if I may add, so it's good for people. I had asked that a couple times. Couple people DM me, is it an early show? I'm like, yeah.
We get done at 10, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, if not a little sooner.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so I think doors at 7, show at 7:30. No, doors at 6, sorry. Because you can go off on the rooftop at any time.
Oh yeah.
But show at 7:30.
So,
Can't wait.
oh, go ahead. So, oh, yeah.
No, sorry.
Oh, that's no, that was yes. Can't wait. Me either. I finally remember the question I was going to ask.
Oh, sweet.
This is great. So when you all are performing together, I mean, two improvise. Oh my gosh, I can't even say the word. Two people who improvise, two groups here coming together for a show.
Yeah.
How is it all improvised? Like, tell me, Desdamona, do you put together like these are the songs I kind of want to do, or are you all just like we're just gonna do it?
So we've met well before we did Big Turn, we met, Mike and I met, we picked the songs. I sent him the links to the songs and then maybe even said, well, this one could be slower than it is on the recording, or I don't necessarily care what you guys do, but this is the structure. And so there's just kind of an element of, there's a little bit of openness, like they can recreate the track, but they can also kind of do whatever. Would you agree with that, Mike? I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
like,
Desmona's very cool about, we're very cool about just following what she needs, first of all, and doing the songs as is on the recordings. And some of them we do as is.
yeah,
Some of them, it's like, hey, let's just shave off that part or do that a little slower, like tempo and dynamics. One thing I like about our collaboration is when we're improvising, because Desdemona has a plethora of poems and stories and songs, is like, just kind of like the old jazz folks of the 60s during the psychedelic era. They would like call out colors, moods,
yeah,
visualization of what this song should sound like, or is we can do something as generic as ska, reggae,
right.
60s soul, that kind of thing. And that just sets a good template for us as a backup band, just to lay something down and loop it for.
And I think that with like this, when I do the spoken word stuff, I tend to not want to rehearse that because I feel like a lot of times there's this magic that can happen in the improvisational sort of, they maybe they've heard the poem if we've done a set before, but sort of this organic thing where everybody has to listen, everybody, you know what I mean? It's listening, and like it can just make something that unexpected. And if we rehearse it, we might have the best one in the rehearsal and then be trying to
Right.
recreate that. And I don't, so I always, no matter who I'm playing with, I'm always like, I don't want to rehearse the poetry. If we, sure, we could rehearse the songs, but the poetry, I just want it to become whatever it's going to become. And there's something kind of fun in that,
Yes.
that element. And it's just like, it's super cool. Usually like there's like, after we're finished, I'm like, yeah, like
Yeah.
that was it.
It's like, if you, like, I always say, don't have a great rehearsal the night before a gig, because then the experience is, the dopamine levels are super high. And it's
Yeah.
like my analogy, and no offense to Twins fans out there, but like when the Twins have won the division on the last game of the season and then they lose the first game in the playoff. It's kind of like, well, they were pouring champagne on each other and then the playoffs start. No offense, Twins. I think it's all energy. It's like, I treat it strangely as just a sports team kind of environment, because there's something about rehearsing too much and rehearsing too little. It's being prepared just enough so that you can have, because we are natural improvisers, you want to provide that magic for the audience. And that's just our style and our avenue. You want to put on a good show too, but that way the audience is having an original experience with us, and that's important to us.
I like the sports analogy. That works.
Yeah, cool.
I get it. Those Twins in the playoffs, man, that just
It's tough. I like them, by the way, so
it's tough, yes.
yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I'm excited. I'll be going. I know I'm going to that show, so I can't wait to see all of this. And I've been to the Hewing before, but I haven't been to one of the shows, so I'm excited about.
I'm not just saying it's just, it's doesn't exist elsewhere in the state. Have a really prolific, consistent rooftop 3D experience in the outdoor elements, and a more intimate environment. We love music festivals too, and go to them and perform in them, and that's always a bigger community, and you still have that intimacy like Lower Town sounds, and but this is even smaller, so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's, as an improviser, both are great, like a bigger stage, I guess, and a more intimate experience. It just draws your natural impulses out as a musician, and you can perform better. I don't know, I don't want to get too esoteric about it, but it's just a good thing. How about that?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Cool.
Desdamona, like on a complete side note and a 180, I have interviewed Ellis Delaney, and she she was singing about your pies, and I was
Oh,
at her album release show where you had your pie there, and good job. That was great.
Yeah.
Like, I knew I wasn't going to be disappointed, but
Yes. I love Ellis. Yeah, she's featured on my album that I put out in 2016. And then we've done different things. And yeah, I brought them a pie, their family a pie, and then wrote that song. And I'm like, oh, I have a poem, or I mean a song about my pies.
they look, I mean, I've not tasted them, and I'm not saying this because I'm your friend and colleague, but they look pretty awesome.
I need to get you a pie.
Or we could raffle one off.
We could.
That puts pressure on you to bake.
Yeah, right, right. Like I gotta make the pie.
We actually got to prepare the music, so I don't want to force that on you, but
Some night we have to have a show that's like multi-sensory. Well, it's already multi-sensory because you see and hear, but then we have to actually have the taste
well,
part.
that's a good experience, because like bands like Cloud Cult have visual art.
Yeah,
Cooking is art, so it'd be kind of cool to have.
yeah.
I'm curious too. I mean, that could be really cool to have some of your. Hey, by the way, so Reese, the drummer of the Orange Goodness, is a baker as well. So if we had a
Mhm.
bake experience from you two, and have some side items, not in mass,
Yeah,
but we
yeah,
trivia questions where you get a slice or whatever, you
yeah.
win.
Mm-hmm.
You can win a whole thing, because Reese likes bread. So if you baked a pie and Reese did an exotic loaf of bread, we could raffle those off,
Yes.
donate the money somewhere, something like that.
That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, that would be fun. See, we're coming up with
Money off
ideas
of
right now.
recordings, so we gotta like
Now we have to do it.
anything we can,
Or
right?
someone else will take our idea and do it.
Totally, man.
but
Totally.
more shows need to come with like raffling of desserts or something, I think.
Something, yeah.
Right? If it's organic, and I don't mean in terms of ingredients, but like it's like your actual one of your other gifts, and you're a baker, we baker. I'm down.
Yep, yep.
Yes.
Merging the two worlds.
Yep.
Yes. Well, thank you both. Thanks to both of you. I just cannot even talk today. Thankfully, you two are the ones talking. No.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for all your support through the years too, Krista. We appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
Thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Peace to KFAI, man.
Woo!
That's right.